Life revolved around the sea in the quaint fishing village of Coral Cove, located on the eastern coast of Australia in 2005. The village had a rich maritime heritage, with generations of families living from the ocean's bounties. Among the locals was Eleanor Ellie Grant, a 45-year-old marine biologist dedicated to studying the region's diverse marine life. Ellie had recently been tracking the migratory patterns of bull sharks, intrigued by their sudden appearance near Coral Cove. While bull sharks were known to frequent fresh waters, it was unusual for them to be so close to the village's shores. One morning, as Ellie was conducting her research from her boat, she noticed a group of children playing near the water's edge. The laughter and splashing were suddenly interrupted by a chilling scream. Ellie saw a large fin cutting through the water, heading straight for the children. Without a second thought, she dove into the water, swimming with all her might. Reaching the children, Ellie quickly assessed the situation. The bull shark, likely drawn by the commotion, was now circling them. Using her knowledge of shark behavior, Ellie instructed the children to form a tight group and remain as still as possible. She positioned herself between the shark and the children, making herself appear larger by spreading her arms and legs. The curious and possibly hungry bull shark made a few passes, coming dangerously close. Ellie knew she had to act fast. Remembering an old trick she had learned during her research, she began to mimic the distress signals of a wounded fish, diverting the shark's attention away from the children. Drawn to Ellie's movements, the shark began to circle her instead. With each pass, Ellie could see its eyes, assessing and calculating. She knew she was in a dangerous game of cat and mouse. Using her knowledge and instincts, she continued to distract the shark, allowing the children to make their way back to the shore slowly. As the last child reached safety, Ellie felt a sudden adrenaline rush. The bull shark, sensing a change, became more aggressive. It lunged at her, its jaws open wide. In a split-second decision, Ellie used her research equipment, a sturdy metal rod, to push the shark away. The sudden resistance startled the creature, giving Ellie the precious seconds she needed to escape. Gasping for breath, she reached the shore where a crowd had gathered. The children, shaken but unharmed, clung to their parents, their eyes wide with fear and gratitude. Ellie's brave intervention had saved them from a potential tragedy. The village was abuzz with the day's events as the sun set. The close encounter with the bull shark was a stark reminder of the unpredictability of nature. Ellie, hailed as a hero, knew that her work was far from over. The presence of the bull shark near Coral Cove was a mystery that needed solving, and she was determined to find answers. The encounter with the bull shark left Ellie with a mix of emotions. The adrenaline of the moment had faded, replaced by a profound introspection. The vastness of the ocean and its mysteries seemed more palpable than ever. The experience, rather than deterring her, drew her closer to the sea. She began spending more time on the beach, often just sitting on the sands watching the waves crash. The ocean, with its rhythmic ebb and flow, became her solace. Locals would often find her there, lost in thought, and many would join her, sharing their tales of the sea. One evening, as the sun painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, an old man named George approached her. He had been a sailor in his younger days and had his share of tales about the mysteries of the deep. He spoke of encounters with various marine creatures, storms, calm seas, fear, and respect. His stories resonated with Ellie's recent experience. As days turned into weeks, the beach became a gathering spot in the evenings. People shared stories, not just of the sea, but of life, challenges, fears, and triumphs. Ellie's encounter with the bull shark had inadvertently become a communal experience, bringing the people of Coral Cove closer. One day, a local artist unveiled a sculpture on the beach, a beautiful rendition of a woman standing tall, facing a bull shark. It symbolized resilience, respect, and the age-old dance between humans and nature. Ellie was touched. She hadn't expected her experience to leave such an impact. Years passed, and while the memory of the bull shark encounter never faded, it took on a different meaning for Ellie. It wasn't about the danger or the fear, but understanding, respect, and coexistence. The ocean, with all its inhabitants, was a reminder of the delicate balance of life. On a warm summer day, while Ellie was on her usual spot on the beach, she noticed a shadow in the water. The familiar fin of a bull shark appeared, moving gracefully through the waves. There was no fear, no panic, it's just a quiet acknowledgement. The shark lingered for a moment, then turned and swam away, leaving Ellie with peace and connection. Nestled along the coast of South Africa, the town of Wavecrest was a surfer's paradise. Its waves were legendary, drawing enthusiasts from all corners of the globe. Among them was Isabel "Izzy" Thornton, a 45-year-old surfer who had ridden waves on every continent. With silver streaks in her sun-bleached hair and a spirit that defied her age, Izzy was a well-known figure in Wavecrest. Izzy would be on her board every morning, rain or shine, dancing with the waves. Surfing was not just a sport for her, but a way of life. The ocean was her sanctuary, a place where she felt most alive. As Izzy paddled further from the shore one crisp morning, she felt a strange current beneath her. The water seemed to shift and a shadow passed below her board. Before she could react, a powerful force knocked her into the water. As she struggled to surface, she came face to face with a bull shark, its eyes cold and unyielding. Bull sharks were known to frequent these waters, but encounters with surfers were rare. Izzy knew she had to remain calm. Panicking would only make things worse. Using her board as a barrier between her and the shark, she slowly paddled back towards the shore while maintaining eye contact with the creature. The bull shark, perhaps curious or sensing Izzy's lack of fear, circled her a few times but did not attack. Every stroke she took towards the shore felt like an eternity. The beach, bustling with early morning surfers and joggers, seemed miles away. As she neared the shallows, the bull shark gave one last glance and swam off into the depths. Izzy, exhausted but unharmed, finally reached the shore. A crowd had gathered, having witnessed the encounter from the beach. They rushed to her aid, wrapping her in towels and offering comfort. The news of Izzy's face-off with the bull shark spread like wildfire. Reporters from local news agencies flocked to Wavecrest, eager to get her account of the incident. But for Izzy, it wasn't about the fame or the attention. It was a reminder of the ocean's unpredictability and the respect it demanded. That evening, as the sun set, casting a golden hue over Wavecrest, Izzy sat on her porch, reflecting on the day's events. With its vastness and mysteries, the ocean again showed her its power. But it also reinforced her love for surfing, the thrill of riding the waves, and her deep connection with the sea. The days following the encounter were introspective for Izzy. While she had always been aware of the ocean's unpredictability, coming face to face with one of its apex predators was a stark reminder of its raw power. The vast blue ocean had always been her sanctuary, where she felt most alive, and now it had shown her an awe-inspiring and humbling side. One evening, a group of young surfers approached her as she sat at her favorite spot overlooking the beach. They had heard about her encounter and were eager to learn from her experience. Izzy shared her wisdom, offering tips on how to stay safe while riding the waves. She spoke of understanding the ocean's moods, recognizing the signs of marine life, and the importance of always being prepared. The group sat around a bonfire as the sun set, casting a golden hue over the waters. They exchanged stories, laughed, and sang songs. The camaraderie was palpable, and Izzy felt a deep sense of belonging. The ocean had brought them all together, and in that moment, everything felt perfect. Weeks turned into months, and life in Wavecrest went on. The story of Izzy's encounter with the bull shark became a part of the town's lore. Tourists often asked about the brave surfer lady, and locals pointed them to her beachside home. Izzy continued to surf every day, her passion for the sport undiminished. The ocean, with all its unpredictability, remained her constant companion. She often thought of the bull shark, wondering where it was and what it was doing. She felt a strange kinship with the creature in her heart, a bond forged in mutual respect. Years later, as Izzy rode a particularly challenging wave, she felt a familiar presence in the water. Glancing down, she saw the unmistakable silhouette of a bull shark swimming alongside her. The shark, perhaps the same one from all those years ago, seemed to acknowledge her presence before disappearing into the depths. As Izzy recounted the experience to her friends on the shore, she realized that the ocean had given her another story. It is a story of respect, understanding, and the deep connection between humans and nature. Amidst the sprawling cityscape of Miami in 2010, the Miami River flowed, a stark contrast to the urban jungle surrounding it. With its brackish waters, the river was a unique ecosystem, home to freshwater and marine life. Here, a 45-year-old journalist, Maria Gonzalez, found her next big story. Maria had covered environmental issues for the Miami Daily for over 2 decades. She was intrigued when she heard rumors of a bull shark sighting in the Miami River. Bull sharks, known to tolerate fresh water, were still rare in the river. Equipped with a camera and a small boat, Maria set out to investigate. As she navigated the winding river, the city's skyscrapers towering above, she felt the thrill of the chase. Hours turned into days, and she had her first encounter just when she was about to give up. While passing under a bridge, she noticed a large shadow in the water. As it came closer, the unmistakable form of a bull shark emerged. Maria quickly grabbed her camera, capturing the majestic creature as it swam alongside her boat. But this was no ordinary bull shark. It bore distinct scars, telling tales of battles fought and won. Word of Maria's discovery spread like wildfire. The city was abuzz with excitement and fear. The Miami River, usually frequented by kayakers and small boats, saw a sudden drop in activity. Residents were both fascinated and terrified by the presence of the apex predator in their midst. The Miami Daily published Maria's photographs. Overnight, she became a local sensation. Tourists and residents flocked to the riverbanks, hoping to glimpse the elusive bull shark. While some viewed it with awe, others saw it as a potential threat, leading to heated debates across the city. As the days passed, Maria continued her river expeditions, documenting the bull shark's movements. She noticed it had a particular route, often lingering near a specific spot under the bridge. Curiosity piqued, Maria decided to investigate further, hoping to uncover the mystery behind the shark's unusual behavior. The spot under the bridge the bull shark frequented was secluded from the river's main flow. Maria often found herself drawn to it, trying to decipher the shark's interest. Armed with an underwater camera, she decided to dive into the waters, hoping to capture some close-up shots and understand the creature's behavior. As Maria descended into the murky depths, the world around her transformed. The muffled sounds of the city gave way to the silent rhythm of the river. She maneuvered her way to the spot, her camera lights revealing discarded fishing nets, debris, and a surprising number of smaller fish. Suddenly, a swift movement caught her eye. The bull shark, with its unmistakable silhouette, was approaching her. Its eyes, cold and calculating, fixed on Maria. She could see the scars she had noticed before, now even more pronounced up close. Heart racing, Maria tried to remain calm, recalling all the advice she had heard about staying still during a shark encounter. But the bull shark seemed different. It circled her, each pass coming closer than the last. Maria could feel the water currents change with its powerful movements. With a sinking feeling, she realized that the shark was not just curious, but displaying signs of aggression. Without warning, the shark lunged at Maria. Instinctively, she thrust her camera towards it, the flash momentarily disorienting the creature. Seizing the brief moment of respite, Maria began her ascent, desperately hoping to reach the surface before the shark could recover. Breaking through the water's surface, Maria gasped for air, her heart pounding loudly in her ears. The boat she had anchored nearby seemed miles away. She swam with all her might, the weight of her equipment slowing her down. Every second felt like an eternity, the fear of the shark's jaws closing in on her ever present. Just as she was within reach of her boat, she felt a sharp tug on her leg. The bull shark had caught up and was trying to pull her under. In a desperate bid, Maria kicked hard, freeing herself from its grip. With one final effort, she pulled herself onto the boat, collapsing from exhaustion and relief. The news of Maria's narrow escape spread throughout Miami. The debate about the bull shark's presence in the river intensified. While some argued for its removal, citing safety concerns, others believed it had every right to be there, a part of the river's natural ecosystem. The city eventually installed warning signs along the river and designated safe zones for recreational activities. The bull shark, now dubbed Scar by the locals, continued its existence in the Miami River, a testament to the delicate balance between man and nature. Maria's encounter with Scar changed her life. She penned a memoir detailing her experiences and journey from fear to understanding. The memoir was turned into a book and became a bestseller, inspiring many to view these magnificent creatures with respect and awe. In the coastal town of Blue Harbor in the summer of 1998, the beaches were bustling with tourists and locals alike. Blue Harbor has a rich history, known for its pristine waters and abundant marine life. Legend spoke of ancient shipwrecks and hidden treasures beneath its waves, making it a popular spot for divers and treasure hunters. Among the regulars was Linda Mitchell, a 45-year-old diving instructor passionate about marine conservation. With her sun-kissed skin, salt-sprayed hair, and a spirit as vast as the ocean, Linda was a well-known figure in the community. She ran a small diving school, teaching tourists and locals the wonders of the underwater world. One fateful day, as Linda led a group of novice divers near the coral reefs, she noticed something unusual. A large shadow lurked in the distance, moving swiftly and purposefully. As it came closer, the unmistakable silhouette of a bull shark emerged. Bull sharks were uncommon in Blue Harbor, and their presence was a cause for concern. Known for their unpredictable behavior, they could pose a threat, especially to inexperienced divers. Linda quickly signaled her group to ascend and regroup on the boat. Once everyone was safely aboard, she investigated the shark's presence further. Armed with her underwater camera, she dived back in, maintaining a safe distance from the creature. As she observed, she realized that the shark had a fishing net tangled around its fin, restricting its movement and causing visible distress. Linda knew she had to help, but approaching a distressed bull shark was risky. She needed a plan. Recalling an old fisherman's trick, she used a shiny object to distract the shark. Retrieving a spare diving knife from her boat, she dived back in, using the knife's reflection to catch the shark's attention. As the shark curiously approached the glinting object, Linda cautiously moved closer, attempting to cut the net without alarming the creature. Every second felt like an eternity, with the vast blue ocean around her and the powerful predator inches away. Minutes felt like hours, but Linda's determination and experience prevailed. The net was freed from the shark's fin with one final cut. Sensing its newfound freedom, the bull shark swiftly swam away, disappearing into the depths. Linda's heart raced as she returned to the surface, her mission accomplished. The divers on the boat cheered, having witnessed the daring rescue from above. News of Linda's brave act spread throughout Blue Harbor, earning her the title of Shark Savior. However, the incident raised concerns about the safety of the waters. The presence of a bull shark near the famous diving spot was alarming. Linda realized that this was just the beginning of a bigger challenge. The town needed to address the issue, ensuring the safety of its residents and marine life. As the sun set over Blue Harbor, Linda sat on the beach, reflecting on the day's events. She knew that the real battle was yet to come. The shark's presence was a sign of changing marine patterns, possibly due to overfishing or climate change. Linda decided to encourage the community, aiming to find a solution that would protect both the people and the marine life of Blue Harbor. Linda organized a town meeting at the Blue Harbor Community Center the following week. The hall was packed with concerned residents, local fishermen, and representatives from nearby towns. The buzz of worried chatter filled the room until Linda took the stage. She presented data on the declining fish populations in the region, which could drive predators like bull sharks closer to the shore in search of food. Additionally, discarded fishing nets and marine pollution harmed marine life, leading to situations like the one she had encountered. Linda proposed a twofold plan. First, the community would establish a marine conservation zone, limiting fishing in certain areas to allow fish populations to recover. Second, they would launch a cleanup drive to remove discarded nets and other debris from the water, preventing entanglements and injuries to marine animals. Over the next few months, Blue Harbor transformed. The community came together for beach cleanups every weekend. Local schools started educational programs on marine conservation. Fishermen began using safer, eco-friendly nets and practices, reducing the risk of marine entanglements. Linda's diving school became a hub for marine conservation awareness. Tourists and locals alike were educated about the importance of preserving the marine ecosystem and the dangers of disrupting the delicate balance of nature. As the year progressed, the positive effects of the community's efforts became evident. Fish populations rebounded and fewer dangerous marine animals were spotted near the shore. The conservation zone was deemed a success and was extended for another year. One evening, as Linda was wrapping up a diving session, she spotted a familiar shadow in the distance. It was the same bull shark she had rescued, identifiable by a distinct scar on its fin. The shark circled her momentarily, as if acknowledging her before swimming away peacefully. Linda smiled, realizing that coexistence was possible. The harmony between humans and marine life in Blue Harbor was a testament to what a community could achieve when united by a common purpose. Years later, Blue Harbor became a model for other coastal towns. Linda's bravery and the community's collective efforts were a beacon of hope, proving that humans and nature could thrive side by side with understanding and collaboration.